This is Almost Useful Knowledge Part 3. If you enjoyed the video, check out the other videos in this series at the end of this video. Warthunder's physics simulation is surprisingly sophisticated enough to allow you to bounce bombs on water if you're going just about the right speed with the right amount of altitude. Although you can't blow up the dam on 38th parallel with a Lancaster. Rather disappointingly, I might add. In the cockpit of most aircraft, there's an analog clock that will display the real-world time by using the time on your computer and matching it up. So if you ever need to know quite how long your Warthunder grinding session has been, there you go. It's actually possible to kill vehicles with a smoke shell. Sadly, there's no special graphic for smoke shells, and on the kill cam they appear as HE shells. There's a magic marvellous floating car on Sevensk 13. As for smoke grenades and smoke barrels, they don't seem to do damage to vehicles anymore, but I know for a fact back in 2017 when the IS-7 released, we tested it and the smoke barrels were able to kill a Russian milk truck. You can edit the Warthunder startup splash screen and change it to any image your heart desires. By setting a separate button for your aircraft parking brake, you can warm up your engine without moving. This is very useful in the specific situation that you're starting your aircraft from a cold start on a jet that has two engines that start up at different times. The only photorealistic person in the Warthunder universe is on the Richard Bong's P-38. The lady is Marge Warthunder, who later became Richard Bong's future wife. There's even this amazing photograph taken during the war of Richard posing in front of his aircraft. Let me ask you this, do you like free-to-play video games with war in the title? You do? Then you're gonna love the sponsor of this video, Warpath, the free-to-play World War II strategy mobile game. Warpath has got the Normandy landings and the defence of Moscow, and thanks to Warpath's recent update, you can meet the P-51 Mustang fighter. There are 42 new fighter and bomber units for you to collect, and you can even enhance and modify your aircraft just like Warthunder. You can form alliances with other players from all around the world and work together to collect steel and oil to build up your base, to command air and land units together to capture strategic locations like Moscow and Cairo. There's even more to the update, with Jean-Claude Van Damme arriving in Warpath, now with vast munitions and generous rewards. Find him in Warpath to unlock your exclusive commanders and aircraft units. So if you like the sound of experiencing the Battle of Normandy or the defence of Moscow on your mobile phone, click the link in the description, download the game using my code, and you will get goodies worth $10 instantly that will help build up your base. Thank you for Warpath for sponsoring this video. The destroyers on the British test flight map will eventually crash into the aircraft carrier. It does take quite a while though. The AMX-10RC has a stabilised commander sight, but lacks a stabilised gun. The SK60 engines allow you to reverse the direction of the thrust. You can actually go pretty fast and almost take off backwards. The J7E's cockpit has a unique targeting system and can be useful for tracking targets through clouds. Gaijin market skins are selected from live.warthunder.com, and every single one of them are created by Warthunder players. In one of the P8 camos from the Gaijin marketplace, the creator snuck a painting of Stalin in the back turret, and Gaijin either didn't care or didn't notice, which means Stalin is officially canon in the Warthunder universe. The Malta AirRB map acts as a miniature museum for the development of Warthunder airfields, as the map features 6 separate airfields that slowly get higher and higher in resolution and sophistication as they go on. Of course, only 3 airfields are usable as a rearm point. There's a little lamp on the B3C that deploys with the landing gear. Unfortunately, just like the prototype T-34, you can't turn the light on. When customising a vehicle, if you're not quite happy with where you place the decal, instead of deleting it, you can just double click the decal and it will let you place it again. If you open the scoreboard while repairing, the animation on the repair circle will reset. A lot of bombs and rockets in the game have readable text inscriptions. You can get more than 500,000 free silver lions from the War Bond shop every single month if you collect every pilot icon, bush, 3D decoration, because once you unlock every item from a chest, the only thing the chest can give you from that point on is the silver lions. Of course, it does require you to unlock all of the things, but once you do, you can make quite a lot of silver lions for doing essentially nothing. You probably know about the iconic eyes of the T-90 that function as a soft kill active protection system. But did you know about the Brennus, which also sends ATGMs haywire? The Sinai map is one of the biggest maps in the game and actually allows you to fly all the way to Egypt, and the Suez Canal is even modelled on the map. The reason why the map is so large is so that it can function as a 4v4 air map. The EBR's metal tyres can deflate when shot at with a machine gun. If your vehicle is small enough, you can hide it in the trenches on Kursk. You can preview and test drive any hidden vehicle in the game without having it unlocked by going to the Wikipedia for Warthunder and clicking the link. This even lets you test drive console exclusive vehicles like the Chrysler XM1 and F4U4B Corsair. In Warthunder, every single light tank is able to assist friendlies with repairs. However, the Centurion Mark V AVRE, which stands for Armoured Vehicle of the Royal Engineers, has been given special treatment by Gaijin and is allowed to repair any friendly vehicle despite not being a light tank. If you shoot the propaganda speakers on Vietnam, they will be marked as enemies on the map. This is also true for Svensk 13. You can land a plane on a capture zone, and it can make the difference between winning and losing a ground battle. And now, a brand new segment on Almost Useful Knowledge for Warthunder. Welcome to Train Facts.
Train facts. We got train facts.
The American Desert Train is not the only train in the game. There are attackable train carriages on Air Rhine and Smolensk, as well as the April Fool's map that features a modern train. There's a moving train on the air test flight map for low-tier Russia and low-tier Germany. You can also scout the train on American Desert. You can shoot through dead tanks and hit an enemy on the other side. The damage models of the armour remain consistent, so although it's not very easy to shoot an enemy on the other side of a 2A5 from the front, shooting from the side is much easier. When your tank is equipped with the laser rangefinder, you can use the rangefinder to automatically set the range for not just the main gun, but also the machine gun as well. You can lock onto carriers on Normandy using a helicopter. Some air maps have an in-air rearm point. This allows bombers to rearm without needing to land on an airfield. It's extremely rare, and I've only seen it on Frontline Corsun, which doesn't come up very often. The in-air rearm point, of course, is also available in World War mode, if that ever comes back. For helicopters in Simulator, if you open the doors, you can hear jets going for you before it's too late. I think a lot of people know that you can type in-game emojis in the side chat. What I'd like to draw attention to is that Napol Nom is consistently maintaining a fantastic spreadsheet of every single Unicode character in the game, and I've used it extensively myself, so if you've ever seen him in game, do say thank you for the hard work he puts in. There are soldiers on the ARB Mozdok map. If you go high enough in a helicopter on the helicopter test flight map, you can see that the map is just a series of repeating mountains. Since the introduction of more detailed aircraft damage models, every plane in the game can belly land, and in general it's much more efficient than using your landing gear. On the Ixwa Strike dev server, there was custom smoke, but for some reason it never made it to the live server. There are signs pointing towards Berlin and Kiev on the Poland Ground Forces map. You can lock onto the moon with an infrared air-to-air missile. There's a very mysterious low-poly Pavel just chilling in the PE-8 cockpit who doesn't exist on the X-ray. I don't know what he's up to, but I don't trust him. It's possible to destroy your own tank by setting off the ammunition of an enemy vehicle. Holding Alt and using the arrow keys will quick move the mouse around the Warthunder UI, presumably in a similar way to how console players interact with the game. If you're extremely desperate for Silver Lions, you can earn 1,000 Silver Lions by sitting through the Warthunder credits. Possibly the worst smoke grenade in Warthunder is featured on the Har-Go, which instead of firing in front of you to shield your vehicle, fires to the side. Custom skins apply to background vehicles as well. If you shoot the houses on 38th parallel, you can hear windows, plates and crockery smashing inside. The prices for buying Golden Eagles on Steam versus the Gaijin website are very different. Valve take 30% of every sale, so Gaijin just hand the cost onto the Steam user. If you're planning to buy a decent amount of Golden Eagles, use the Gaijin website, it will save you money.